Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for this meeting. I think that as I need to tell you first that this meeting is recorded and we're going to upload it later for students who were not able to join.
Okay.
And as we always do, I think that it will be good first to hear your presentation about the university, and then we will have questions and answers.
Okay.
We have Nissim with us, a student from the third year, who is here to answer questions from the student perspective. So what I'm doing now, I'm promoting you to a panelist. To a co-host. Okay, so you are the co-host now and you can share your screen.
Okay, so could you see the presentation now?
Yes, we can.
Great. So, good morning. I'm Mילאן Resca from Palatsky University. I'm Vice Dean for General Medicine Program and International Affairs in the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry in Olomouc. And I would like to make some short presentation of our university and our faculty concerning to study of general medicine and dentistry in Olomouc. Faculty of Medicine is one of several faculties in Czech Republic, and we could say that it's very easily located in the middle of Europe and very easily reachable easily reached from Prague, from Brno, from Vienna, or from Bratislava, all cities with airports. And you could see, for example, from Prague, you could be there within almost 3 hours by train. So public transportation is a very well working service to reach Olomouc, and we are now basically reachable from Vienna from within 3 hours as well. Concerning to Olomouc, it's a quite an old city, particularly the middle part of the downtown is a very old city. And university in Olomouc is a middle-sized university with more than 20,000 students. And this means concerning to number of people in Olomouc, it covers 1/6 of total inhabitant in Olomouc. Palatsky University is very well situated, and the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry is close to downtown. You could reach it within few minutes by public transportation or even by walk, because everywhere are sidewalks ready to public trafficking, and even dormitory is quite close to university, which you could discuss with representative of our students, which is presented here in this meeting. Concerning to Palatsky University is quite an old university, is the second old university in the Czech Republic. It was established more than 400 years ago as a Jesuit college, and finally after Second World War it was re-established as a university with Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry, which is part of totally 8 faculties at Palatsky. You could see here map of downtown and location of individual facilities, and Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry is basically located here in very close campus, so you could reach all facilities, including departments, clinics, and theoretical discipline covering departments from within 5 to 6 minutes by walk. Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry has more than 1,000 students in Czech program and more than 300 students in English program. There is also dentistry program, which is covering teaching for more than 400 students in Czech program and totally about something over 60 students in English program. We also provide several PhD programs which are now available and providing education for more than 400 students. Our faculty is composed of more than 500 teachers, including teachers in theoretical departments and teachers in clinical departments, which are part-time teacher, basically settled in faculty hospital. Faculty hospital in Olomouc is basically independent institution, but we are covered or we are interlinked through several treaties, and we could say that our cooperation is very, very narrow and very good, based on a very good interrelation between faculty hospital and faculty of medicine. You could see here the spectrum of students from abroad which are studying general medicine and dentistry, including students from Europe, Asia, students from United States of America, and students from Israel represent one of a very valuable group of students in our faculty, and students of Europe are behaving the same. Concerning to our building, we have few buildings, let's say 2 main buildings for theoretical disciplines, and entire university hospital for clinicals. This is one of our 2 buildings, and there are lots of laboratories covering theoretical discipline and preclinical, and laboratories covering service for hospital, including microbiology, pathology, immunology, and some part interrelated to biochemistry. Here they are, beside of lecture room, also study room. This study room now is not 24/7 due to coronavirus pandemic, but we will be happy once the epidemic will be under control to reopen it for this 24/7 program. And this is appreciated by students mostly before examination, because they could study here without disturbing their focus on topic. And I think it's a very nice place to make even some consultation and so. Beside the study room, we have also individual small study room and small study rooms with literature. Particularly for now, the literature is something special, because we are now covered by 2 world resources of study literature. One is Clinical Key from elsewhere, which is covering entire topic of general medicine and dentistry. So students don't need to buy their own study book, with exception if they want some hard copy. And also we have some assessment platform and teaching platform for making differential diagnosis. Actually, we are linked with INSIMU, but during next year, we will discuss other possibilities based on discussion with students and teachers, which one is the most optimal. In general, we could say that the study platforms will be supported even in future, and we will just opt which one would be the best one for students and teachers. Also, university campus, which is for Faculty of Medicine, is equipped with lunch room and with buffets and canteens. So there are several possibilities to refresh everybody during day, including the canteens in university hospital. And generally, we could say that this is for very reasonable price, particularly for foreign students. Concerning to English programs, all lectures are conducted in English. Study materials are available in English. We deal with some departments, some modification concerning to their teaching skills in English, but I think it's ongoing process which is very nicely adjusted to need of students. Each English student needs to learn Czech language, particularly for discussion about the diagnosis in patients, because most of the patients in our hospitals are limited with their communication only in Czech, particularly those older patients, but students have a great opportunity to get sufficient skill in Czech language. And as I participate in examination, I was very nicely surprised by students, for example, from Israel, who were able to talk fluently in Czech after 1 year of teaching Czech language. So that's just about this. We are offering quite a small groups of students for teaching, which is, I think, very helpful, particularly in practical part of education. Of course, in first 2 years, we are also providing lecturing for entire year. So here in the English group, it represents 50 to 70 students per year, depends on individual calendar year, because the number of students which we get is different for each year. What is important, we also have access to health and dental care 24/7. Last year we get a contract with Czech insurance company, General Czech Health Insurance Company, and they offer very, I think, good price for complete coverage of health services, with exception of dental care, because dental care in Czech is covered just partially. But for other issues, this company is offering for student plan, which is offering the same service like for Czech inhabitants. So we could say it's full service for very reasonable price. Students are eligible to spend part time of their study abroad by, for example, Erasmus Plus system. It's a system covering all expenses of students, and generally our students are spending 6 to 12 months abroad, let's say less, but 1 or 2 semesters abroad. Basically, we are supporting this activity, which could be even rise, it could be even increased, and it depends on students' personal willingness. Concerning to study programs, general medicine program is program which is taking 6 years. Dentistry is program for 5 years. PhD programs are generally scheduled for 4 years, but absolute majority of PhD students extend their program for at least 5-6 years. Some of them get kids during this study, some of them extend their research, so 4 years is the minimum, but as I said, majority of students are studying longer. In contrast, pre-grade programs like general medicine, majority students are finishing within those 6 years. Concerning to topics in each discipline is standard program which is covered by Czech authority for accreditation. we get confirmation of European Association of Medical Schools accreditation for next 4 years. So we are accredited internationally and nationally. And the Czech National Accreditation Authority is applying to be covered by the list of authorities which is required for 2000 or since 2023 to get in the USMLE test. So we are thinking even about this important issue for international students, and everything looks that we are able to achieve all required accreditation processes. In dentistry, again, the topics are standard, and the dentistry program is accredited by Czech National Accreditation Authority and is equipped with lots of simulators, the same for Czech for general medicine program, and starting from anatomy, where we are eligible to do practical on cadaver samples. So we are not limited here. So students are able to practice on cadaver bodies, dead bodies, and of course for improving the potential to practice all emergency procedures, but not only those. We have quite a nice and continuously rising number of simulators for students starting from second year if they want to practice emergency medicine, or all the students if they start to practice or necessarily procedures. Concerning to faculty hospital, university hospital in Olomouc, it's quite a central hospital for a region of Olomouc, covering about 200,000 people. And this hospital is performing one of dominant coverage of health services in this region. And for example, we could say that about 1 million of patients pass through this hospital per each year. So students have a good opportunity to, let's say, face various diagnoses. Now the situation is a little bit complicated by epidemiologic limitation. Some physicians get positive for COVID, so some departments are now limiting access for not only students, but also for patients. And now the emergency situation is a little bit tricky for teaching, but we could discuss it, and your colleague, which is connected to this conference, could give you some feedback about the system. Actually, we are performing teaching this way. So all theoretical lecturing and seminars are performed online, and practical are based on abilities of individual departments to do it face-to-face or through streaming, or seminars online, or seminars face-to-face without patients. So now the situation is a little bit abnormal, and we hope that it will set within few months to, let's say, more standard conditions. Concerning to any entertainment and culture in Olomouc, we have several well-equipped culture institutions. This is example of some movie festival. It's a festival which is each year organized by university, and it is inviting lots of very interesting people with lots of interesting documents, and it's very well appreciated by students. Generally, we could say that English program students are communicating particularly with me through the PEPA Association. It's an association of all English students in our faculty, and I hope that they are, let's say, satisfied with our service, and we are trying to make all issues solved as soon as possible with direct contact with students. Concerning to entrance exam, Jana Osmani will state some details, but basically it is now organized as an online exam, means you are tested from 3 disciplines: biology, chemistry, and 1 elective, either physics or mathematics. All tests are performed on computer. After this testing, students are tested for their English skills and particularly for their ability to communicate, because some regions on the globe are, we could say, notoriously known for a limitation in their ability to communicate, irrespective of their very excellent performance in written tests. So this is something which is slightly modified in comparison to previous years, because that testing for skills of students and their ability to communicate in English is exclusive, and is able, or the value of this part of testing or the entry exam is very important for us to decide whether we will accept the students for study or not. But basically, as I said, this is a question of some limited number of regions from which students are applying for study in Olomouc. Finally, students which are passing our university get a medicine university doctor title, which is analogous to MD in, let's say, USA, for example. For study for students in dentistry, the title is MD as medicine dentist or dental doctor title. So students of PhD programs, all of them get the PhD title, which is well recognized and universal throughout entire world. Concerning to our actual management, this is our dean, Professor Josef Zadražil, and this is a very nice group of our supporting officers, which are both Jana Osmani and Jitka Melcová, very helpful in arranging all necessary processes, even starting from applying for entry exam, finishing until getting the MD title or MDR title for students. So now I thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions concerning study in Olomouc, we are open and we'll be happy to answer them right now.
Thank you very much for this presentation, Professor Rasca. Jana, can you shortly present yourself, and I know that you are taking care of all the students, a bit your perspective about the students, some message to them?
Like basically, all of you guys, if you decide to come to Olomouc, then you have to be ready to see my face a lot, because I will be with you basically starting from the point of your application. When you submit your application to the faculty, it's me who deals with it. It's me who deals with the documents, with administration, the administrative side of it. Then, you know, going through the entrance examination, you come and enroll to the faculty. That's also done by myself and Jitka. So I have to say that it's nice to see when the students come, it's nice to see the development, maybe the personal development as well as professionally, it's there of course, but the personal development of someone who comes here being 18, 19 years old, and then 6 years later, how much they mature. And I have noticed that for the students, they initial start here many of them, you know, leaving their families for the first time, or for the first time going abroad for a longer period of time, something other than holidays. So they miss their homes, they miss their families initially, and then 6 years later, and I think it applies to all of them, 6 years later they feel like, where did the 6 years go, and like, how come I have to leave this beautiful place? So yeah, I hope you will, many of you will come here, and 6 years later you will be leaving with a medical degree in your hand and this feeling in your heart.
Thank you very much. Nissim, maybe you can shortly present yourself. We have 95 listeners. So some of the students here didn't hear your voice before. If you can shortly present yourself and also answer the question, why did you choose to study in Olamots? Because we already have some students asking. Please.
So, you know, I'm afraid of a lot of people. You didn't tell me it's 94 people.
It's okay, Nissim, you can't see their faces, so don't look at the number.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. First of all, I think the best if you will write in the chat questions, and as I speak in, I can read them and answer, so I don't think of myself what to say. I'm Nissim, I'm in the third year, I'm from Israel, and why I choose Palaski. First of all, I think when I finish the 6 years, I want to go back to work in Israel. So I want to know the university I choose, that when I will come back to Israel, I won't have problems to work or to get any job or internship. So like you, I start to ask a lot of questions, a lot of people. And finally, like when I get my thoughts together, understand from like doctors in Israel that accept students. They told me, we see persons from who study in the Czech Republic or in Hungary, or like there are some places that they want to get them to the jobs, to the internship. So, and I also read about Palatsky and understand this university is in very high level of education. You can like check in Google the levels of university in the world, something like that. And this university in a very high level. The second thing that led me to decide where to study is I came here by myself to see the facilities, to see the places. And I just landed in Prague and came to Olmos, and I see like this beautiful city. And I came to the university and I see like buildings with a lot of glasses and like very new and a lot of new facilities. And then I come inside and I see the students and I see they study and they happy and they have good vibes. And like after a little bit of talking with them, I understand I don't want to go to other university that I think of. I want to stay here because like everything was, for me, was like perfect. So this is why I choose Palatsky. Now we'll see some questions.
Thank you, Nissim. Professor, one of the questions is about the clinical rotations. Can you explain a bit about the possibility to do clinical rotations in your home country? We have students here from Israel and also from Scandinavia. So can you enlighten this option a bit?
Yeah, so basically it is possible to either make a clinical practical in hospitals which are already on some treaty with Palatsky University, but now and in the future we will support even a rotation of students in their home country, because we think that it's very good for their future practice. So it is something which we are supporting, I think, very well. So
it is possible to do clinical rotations during your study in your home country as a student, correct?
Yeah. Jana, could you please make some overview? How many students are doing this and how many are asking for this?
It's, you know, if we're talking these clinical internships, they're basically, there's a requirement from the second year onwards. Students are required to do summer training, which is somewhere between one or 2 weeks long. And this is where the majority of students opt to do the training in their home countries usually. So I would say that I think a majority of students prefer to do it that way. They have the option of completing these trainings here at the university hospital, but because they are keen to gain the experience in a country where they will be working post their degree, so I don't know, percentage-wise, maybe 80%, I think, choose to complete these trainings back home. So just to be more specific, like starting from the second year students are required to do training in basic medical, procedures in healthcare. That's what it's called specifically, which is basically nursing. So this training is actually 3 weeks long. So that's one that you will have to start with from the second year. In your third year, you need to do a 1 week training in a general practitioner's office. Fourth year, there is a 2 week training in pediatrics and a 2 week training in surgery. Fifth year, there's a 2 week training requirement in obstetrics and gynecology. Yeah, so these trainings are where you can make your arrangements at any hospital, basically. So if you would like to do these trainings in Israel, you can arrange for that. Then there's also the final year internships, where internships that are sort of much longer than the summer ones. And these internships are meant as preparation towards the final exam from that given field of medicine. So these internships would include surgery, internal medicine, and again, obstetrics and gynecology. Yeah, so these internships vary, I would say, between 6 to 8 weeks. And this is, again, something that's doable. Of course, a standard that's done here at our university hospital. But if you would like to have more experience in a country where you'll be working after finishing your degree here, then that's something that you can arrange as well. But I have to say that the 6-year internships, that would be a minority of students arranging it elsewhere, most of them completed here.
Thank you, Jana. Another question from Ronnie. What can strengthen my application to the university besides doing the entrance exam? Is there anything else I can do in order to promote my exam?
I understand you asking if like maybe doing some kind of, I don't know, voluntary work or anything else in healthcare would sort of help you towards getting accepted. But I have to say that what we go by the entrance exam only, basically. So if you do anything extra, that will help towards your development, I'm sure, but it won't do anything towards your acceptance here, very honestly.
Thank you. One question is about how the university is coping with the coronavirus. Is there hybrid studies, online studies?
So I think we already mentioned it partially. Actually, now the situation is that we have established 2-way study. One is for theoretical, so for lecturing and seminars, which are conducted online as instructed by streaming of presentation or live video. We have quite a poor response in students connected for seminars through online concerning to discussion. So the discussion, all discussion teaching is preferred if it is possible to be done face-to-face. We have very, I think, delayed response in actual seminar. I could say if we have, let's say, 15 students, the discussion with 15 students in online seminar is quite of a limited value in comparison to face-to-face. Nevertheless, now the theoretical, as I said, lectures are performed only online, and practicals and seminars is something in between, are performed based on a decision of departments concerning to actual situation, either face-to-face, mostly in form of discussion of patient situation and so. Some departments are still allowing students to contact patients, but it is going down and down the number now. And some of them prefer to do online only session, particularly for those departments where number of physicians positive for COVID is substantial. So we use several platforms. Now the most preferred is Big Blue Button, Zoom, or MS Teams. And you could even ask representatives of students how he feel about it. It's quite a new way for our teachers to do or to conduct the teaching, but it's the only way. So theoretical are only online, practical are based on possibilities or abilities of each department. So we generally from government have an exception, means that all practicals could be done even in this situation by face-to-face teaching.
Thank you. Nissim, one very common question of students is, how much would it cost for me per year to study in Olomouc, including tuition fee and common expenses?
Okay. Tuition, okay. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. It's a question for you because we have different...
And also before you answer about the COVID situation, so as I say, it's divided to lectures and some practicals that online, and some of them are personal, face-to-face. So I think it's been doing here in a very great way, and it's also better. So you don't have to go every time to classes, and you can like stay home and keep studying, and you don't have to organize every day to go, come back.
You can actually find good things about this, yeah. That's
yeah,
good to know.
So for some classes that it's enough to do it on Zoom and you're only talking, so I think that's great. And the classes you have to go and do some chemical laboratory exams, so you go there. So this is what I think about the Corona situation. And about the money you have to spend here, it's 10,500 euro per year for the university. And as I did all of the years calculation how much for 1 month, so it's like 15,000 Czech crowns. It's like 2,500 shekels per year per month. House here, like most of the
in euros, it's about 600 euros per month.
Yes.
Right? Because we have
you're right.
If you say so, yeah.
Yeah.
So
how much is it per year?
So it's like total of 70,000 Israeli shekels.
No, speak in euros, please, because we have students from all over the world.
Okay.
Overall, it's about 17,000 euros per year, including everything.
Currency. Wait, I'm checking.
If you say 600 euros, yeah, it comes to that much.
Depends on the practice, whether you do it in Olomouc or not. But 5,000 is minimum.
Mm.
Do you agree?
it would make a difference as well in the cost if you will be renting a private apartment, which I think that most of the Israeli students do, or if you decide to stay at the university dorms, which is, of course, that's a cheaper option.
Yeah, like, for example, apartment here for students costs like 12, 13, 14,000 Czech crowns. So that's in euros, 440 euros, something like that. 440 to 500. And usually you live with a partner, so you pay only half. And for food and stuff like this, it's like 150 euro per month. So this is the cost, and total, as you say, like 16,000 euros.
Thank you. Yana, we have a question about the entrance exam, the passing grade. Can you explain a bit, please?
Sure. What you will have to achieve in the entrance exam in order to be considered successful is 40% of successful answers in each test. And it was mentioned in the Vice Dean's presentation that you're taking 3 tests. You're taking a test in chemistry, biology, and then either physics or mathematics. You can choose one of the 2, yeah? So your results will have to be at least 40% of correct answers from each one of these 3 test papers. But at the same time, the total result from these 3 needs to be at least 165 percentage points, yeah? So the percentage result added up needs to be at least 165, yeah? But achieving the minimum result, of course, doesn't automatically mean that you will be offered admission here. Also, let's not forget about the English language test. If you will have to take the language test, if you cannot provide any of the language certificates that would mean that you would be exempt from the language test, then you would need to get 60% result from the language test.
Thank you. So, Yana, when you say 165, it means basically 55% in every subject.
You could say that, but sometimes you can score excellent in one subject and just average in the other. So this sort of allows it, as long as you have at least 40 from each one.
Okay. And there is a question here. Is there a benefit for EU citizens and specifically for Czech citizens in the admission process?
In what sense? Like, no, there's equal opportunities for everyone. And there's no benefits, like even if this is considering sort of finances, maybe also no same amount to be paid by everyone. Yeah. Also the application fee. I think that sometimes universities charge a different amount for applicants or EU applicants and applicants from other countries. So I can't see any advantage other than, of course, traveling wise, it would be easier if you have a European passport or a Czech passport for that matter.
Okay, thank you. Nissim, can you speak a bit about student life in the city, sport activity, something other than studies from your point of view?
Yeah, so as I say, Olomouc for me, it's like a city between Prague, like a very noisy city with a lot of bars and pubs and restaurants, and between a quiet village. It's like in the middle. You have here everything you want. You have here a lot of restaurants and bars and pubs, and you can do anything you want. And you have malls and shops, and now it's the Corona time, but regularly there is anything you want when you want a distraction. And when you want to study, you have everything you need to study. there is a lot of parks and lakes, and in the university and in the library, we have a lot of places where you can study and you have your quiet. The city is quiet city. The neighbors, I can show you from the window, but it's it's amazing. This is about how we feel.
See, I told you, Nissim already has his heart in Olomouc. I can tell. I told you it happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I think if I need to leave, it's like, oh my God, what I will do.
Yeah.
Wait, I will talk and show you. So also about sports, we have here a lot of gyms and a lot of I train in MMA and mixed martial art. So we have here a lot of gyms, and this is the neighbor.
Very nice view, Nissim.
Yeah, like European view, like this. So there's a lot of gyms and trainers and sports you can do here. We have a bowling, movie. It's like you have everything you need. And about the students, like when I came here, one of the most important things that sucked me into this place is the students, like the vibes of the students. You came here and every question you have, there is someone in the next year that will tell you what to do and how to do and from where to study. And when you don't understand anything, you have someone to ask. And even when you don't ask, they help you. So this is like, I think the second thing that led me to choose this place, because I see the environment of the students.
That's so you feel that the atmosphere between the students is positive. It's not so competitive.
Yeah, because when I came here, I think like what to do and how to do and how I get a house and how I study this anatomy and how I study and how I divide my time. And before I ask, like students come and talk with me and explain everything. And like, this is they lead you what to do every step. So you never hesitate. You never think like, oh my God, I don't know what to do and I'm alone in Europe. No, you have always someone that's help you.
Thank you. Yana, within the audience that we have here, we have some students who are already ready to apply. Mm-hmm. When will the application open? The students are asking.
1st of November, you can start, you can, the system is ready for you. So from 1st of November onwards, you can submit your applications.
Okay, students. So from the 1st of November, you are able to apply online to the system, and our office will, of course, support you throughout the process. Students are asking Nissim about studying in English. Is it very difficult or is it manageable? How did you feel with it as someone who doesn't have a native in English?
Yeah, so first of all, my English is not good as a lot of my friends here. So before I came, this is one of the things that I was afraid of, to study in English, how I will do it. But I get in the first year to the first class and she's speaking English and okay, I don't understand a few words, but from the context, I understand all of the class. And what I don't understand, I ask my friend, or when I come back home, I talk with my friends and they explain me. So like after the first lesson, I say like, okay, I worried about it and I shouldn't. Like, even if your English is not so good, you pass these exams, the entrance exam, and you will get here. Don't worry about your English because you will get it better. And it won't be any problem to study in English. Like 3 years, I study only in English and I even don't think about it. And my English wasn't so good when I came here. So I don't think it should be anything that will make you to be afraid of.
Thank you. Professor Rasca and Yana, from the university side, is there any encouragement for extracurricular activities like sport activity towards the students?
We hope so. Now the situation is quite limited by particularly students from PEPA are willing to do lots of activities, even with students from other universities in Czech Republic and from other faculties. And we are trying to support them. So they do some Czech entertainment, Czech football activities and so on. I think this is something which is basically based on students' willingness, and we are encouraging this support to support them, even due to getting some rooms for them and so. But maybe your colleague or our student could say something about it. But in general, the facilities for making sport activities or some social activities are available. And basically, the only question is how students are willing to use this. So, but we are supporting it, or at least here in our faculty.
Thank you. Jana, there is a question. Are there specific requirements from the high school diploma, or a complete high school diploma and passing the entrance exam is enough?
We need to see that high school was successfully completed, but there's no specific grade requirement. Yeah. So you need to show that you've your secondary education is completed, and you need to score well in the entrance exam. Yeah, you need to pass the entrance exam, of course, but it goes without saying, the better your score, the better the chance of receiving an offer, of course.
This is from our point slightly different than from your point, because obtaining the confirmation of finishing the school or high school in various country means the various value of this certificate is. So I would like to support to say if students pass the entry exam is fine, but it is against the law. So we need to go through the certificates of passing the school, but it doesn't mean for us too much. Okay. Because we have lots of countries, and it is a responsibility of Chancellor's office, who they are just confirming that formally everything is okay.
Okay. Students are concerned about the dropout rate. Do students drop out during the first years? And if yes, how many?
The dropout, basically, if students don't manage to complete their studies here, it usually happens after the first year. Yeah, once they are successfully through the first year, then in majority of cases, they will, the path to the final year will be successful. But the first year is crucial, and I think it's about close to 30% of students who don't make it through the first year. Yeah, and the reasons being, and maybe Nissim would know about that as well, not from his own experience, of course, but from your classmates maybe, because I think a lot of that is due to the students' maybe insufficient time management. Yeah, because once you are at a new place, new university, new system of studying maybe, and so much to study, and it can be difficult to manage your time in such a way so that you can prepare for all the exams that you have ahead of you. Nissim, what do you think?
As I see the students, there is some students that came here, and from the first day you see that they're lost around themselves and don't have a really good intention to study. And in the end, these students will, in the first year, probably won't finish. You need, from the first day you come to here, to be in your mind that I came to study and try to focus on the important things. And for example, a lot of students start to study, and in the first semester, the chemistry and anatomy, it's like the main subjects we have to study and the most important. But I see students that like spend their time most of the day not on this most important subject, and then in the end they don't know it enough, and there is a lot to study. So to not be a dropout, come here and listen to what the students tell you, and to the important subjects you need and have to study and invest time. And in the first weeks, you understand how to spend your time properly, like how you don't spend it on things that won't help you. And eventually, like I know in the year underneath me, I know like the Israeli people, they start at 22 and now they are 19, like only 3 was a dropouts. So also, as I know from the Israeli environment, when you come after the army and you did 1 or 2 things in your life, and you leave your country and you come to here and you want to study, so you are very, very, you will be good in what you do, and you're very serious. So you will be good. This is what I think about this subject.
So Nissim, bottom line, students who study well and organize their time, they don't drop out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. There is a question, Professor, about the USMLE. Do the studies prepare you well for the USMLE?
According to accreditation procedure, we are adhering to rules for requirements from US government for education of medical schools, and I think we are covering everything. So basically, even that process of accreditation for Czech National Accreditation Authority is adhering to all requirements for USMLE. Nevertheless, you offered us several positions to make focused preparation for the test, and I think students appreciate it. So it's one advantage of cooperation with such a companies like yours. But I think that basically students are ready to do it after finishing particular year, because it's not for 6th year, but it could be done earlier.
Thank you. Nissim, do you intend to do the USMLE next year?
Probably yes. I need still to think about it. But another thing I want to say, we talked before about how to study. Wait, I will come to that later. But about the USMLE, I think I will do it because like to open my options, and I think it's more a serious exam. So probably I will, but I still need to think about it.
Okay. And what did you want to say about study habits, time management?
I will do it after. I will
organize it.
Organize.
Okay. Professor, there is a question. Students who wish to do PhD, is it possible to do it after the MD or during the MD to do PhD in parallel?
So for PhD requirements to start PhD, you should be master. So if students have some other university passed already, so they are eligible to start PhD even from first year of MD studies. But otherwise, they need to finish their master degree to be eligible to study PhD. Otherwise, we are encouraging on all students to continue in PhD, because we are still seeking for good PhD students. And I could say there is no big deal for students if he or she decide to study PhD to find appropriate topic and appropriate department. So basically, I could say we are seeking for PhD students.
Thank you. Yana, there is a question. If a student drop out, can this student repeat the year again? How does it work?
It's possible, but if that happens, the student would be required to sit our entrance exam again. Yeah, you can't sort of just re-enroll into the first year automatically. The entrance examination is a requirement.
So it's question of dropout in first year.
Yes.
Because in second year you are or students are eligible to ask for exemption, but not for first year. Therefore, Yana said that they need to go entry exam again. So it's something we decide based on experiences with majority of students. Majority of students, those which are asking for exemption in first year, were experiencing lots of difficulties in subsequent study. Therefore, the rule now in Faculty of Medicine is that there are no exemptions in first year, but they still are eligible. They are eligible to apply for first year study again through the entry exam. It's just explanation for Jana's statement. But on the other hand, we have some exemption. Students in first year ask for exemption, and finally they finished with red diploma, but it's very, very, very low percentage. So majority are according to our experiences. So therefore, first year is not possible to ask for exam, but you could entry in the first year as a regular first year student.
Thank you. Nissim, you want to say something?
I organized, yeah. So about the dropout in the first year, as I see it from my side, with my friends that drop out, I see like the major thing that controlled them was the stress. And oh my God, what I will do, how I will do it, how I will study. No, I will delay this exam and delay this exam. And the stress controlled them. And I didn't had any experience with study before I get here. Like I didn't study at school, and I only studied at Moshe in the medical doctor, and I came here. So I had no clue how to do any organization of time and how to study, and I was lost. But in the first few weeks, I a little bit understand what to do and how to do it. And me and my girlfriend, we came with a decision that the stress won't control us. And after we took every exam without to think, oh my God, what will happen? So it didn't influence us. And all the time was only for studying and not for stress. So I know the stress is a factor that will influence you. Try from now to minimize it as maximum as you can. And don't be afraid about that. You don't know to organize your time. You will talk with the students in the area above you and with us and with all of the students you want, and they will help you to divide your time as good as will be good for you. So don't be afraid if you don't have a study experience.
Thank you. Professor Rasca, Yana, do you want to add something to our audience?
Yana?
I think I'm okay. Other than, we'd be happy to see you all here, of course. And if there's any, I'm sure there'll be questions that you will come up with after this meeting, and you will think that I should have asked something else. So just know that you're welcome to email me, of course, with any queries that you have.
Okay. I would like to say on the end of this meeting that we are enjoying good students, and if they are expressing their willingness to study and to get knowledge even in specialties and in more deep, most of departments have doctors who are supporting them. So if they want to go deeper in medicine, they are eligible to do it. And if they go to just through the medicine, they are, of course, they have a right to do it this way. So I think I could say that study in all modes is providing very good resources to be good physician in the future, or even specialized physician or researcher in the future. So that's from my side. And we are happy to see new students from abroad, including Israel, Sweden, or whatever countries.
Thank you. Students, I want to say from my side that we are cooperating with Palatzky University for a long time, and we have many graduates who study there and already returned back to their home country to work as physicians. And I have to say, from my point of view, it's an excellent university with a very warm and very good attitude towards the students. And you see the vibe, and you see and you hear Nissim, and you hear the professor Yana, and the university is supportive, and it gives the students excellent, excellent attitude. I would like to thank you all very much for this meeting. Thank you, Professor Rasca. Thank you, Yana. Thank you very much, Nissim, for joining us. Have a very good weekend. Stay healthy. Good news, and let's continue to communicate. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you, students.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I just want to say, guys, to those that want to still ask some questions about the program we have, to obviously we prepare you for the exams. It's very important that you arrive prepared to the exams, otherwise you will not pass, obviously. And the question is how you're going to prepare and how you're going to do in order to arrive in the best shape to pass the exams, to get accepted. We started a program a few days ago, and we are having one again starting in February. If you have any questions, ask me.
Thank you, Diego. אלה מכם שרוצים להפנות שאלות בעברית לניסים, אולי עוד 2-3 דקות ניסים יישאר איתנו. אתם רוצים לשאול משהו?
יאללה, בעברית קצת.
יאללה, קצת עברית.
קשה לי לשבור את השיניים. כן. אוקיי, אז מבחינת הסטודנטים, קודם כל יש פה קהילה יהודית עם רב אחלה גבר, צעיר וזורם, שעושה פה הרבה חגים וארוחות ושבתות. אז זה מהבחינה של הקהילה היהודית, יש פה גם כמה יהודים שגרים פה. המקום פה נורא 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 אוהב ישראלים, ששומעים שאתה מישראל, לא רק האוניברסיטה, בסופר, ושאתה יוצא לך לדבר עם אנשים, אז הם נורא מתלהבים, ובאמת פה ישראלים הם אוהבים. מבחינת הסטודנטים, כל הסטודנטים פה הם כאילו גיל 18 פלוס, כאלה שסיימו בית ספר, אלה החבר'ה מהזרים, מחוץ לארץ, ואלה שמישראל הם כאלה שסיימו צבא, בני 23, 4, 5. אני התחלתי בגיל יחסית מאוחר, אבל זה לא כזה מאוחר, 25, וזהו. אז לגבי השיתוף פעולה, יש לנו גם לישראלים בינינו, לא בין כל הסטודנטים, דרייב עם מלא מלא חומרים, כל מיני סיכומים ודברים כאילו שאין לכל הסטודנטים, שזה נורא עוזר. נגיד סתם בכימיה, זה המבחן בסמסטר הראשון, יש סיכום מטורף שאני וחברה שלי סיכמנו סיכומים, והצמנו את זה בצורה יפה, שהוא כאילו, אתה לומד אותו וזה מספיק לך למבחן. אז יש כל מיני סיכומים כאלה ודברים שעוברים בינינו, שבגלל זה היחס בין הסטודנטים הישראלים הוא נורא טוב. כל מיני סתם, מבחנים שהיה למישהו, אתה מדבר איתו, הוא מעביר לך. אז בין ישראל מן ישראלים זה ממש עוזר הקטע הזה. אפשר לשלב עבודה, אם אתם יודעים איך לעבוד דרך האינטרנט, כל מיני, יש לי חבר שאחראי על העמוד אינסטגרם של איזושהי חנות. אז אם יש לכם איך לעבוד דרך האינטרנט, אתם יכולים לשלב עבודה, ויש לי כאלה שעשו את זה בשנה ראשונה. עכשיו אני עובד פה בהבטחה של הקהילה היהודית, בגלל הקורונה אין כל כך, אבל פעם בכמה חודשים. וכן, זמן לספורט יש המון זמן לספורט, אפשר לעשות 3 פעמים בשבוע, כאילו השנה השנייה היא חופשייה יחסית לגמרי, השנה הראשונה היא כאילו עמוסה בגלל הסטרס שיש. אז הסטרס גורם לך להגיד, לא, אני אלמד, אני לא אלך להתאמן, אבל נגמר הסמסטר, ואז אמרתי כאילו, פאק, אני יכולתי להתאמן בהרבה יותר. אז אפשר להתאמן 3 פעמים בשבוע בכיף, לעשות אימונים או בוקר או ערב או מה שבא לכם, ואם גם אתם חושבים שאין זמן, יש זמן. אם אתם מכניסים את האימון, הזמן שנשאר לכם מספיק כדי ללמוד למה שאתם צריכים הלאה. מה זה פה? להתנהל בצ'כית ביום יום. מה זה, שיילי? אז הרמה של הלימודים פה היא נורא גבוהה, והדרישה גם כן נורא גבוהה. זאת אומרת שאתה מגיע הביתה ואתה לומד המון, וזה גורם לך להגיע לקצה. כאילו, אתה נהיה באמת ממש טוב במה שאתה לומד ומה שאתה עושה, בגלל הדרישה הגבוהה. מבחינת הצ'כית, כן, הצ'כית היא נורא בסיסית של הרחוב, אני רוצה לקנות את זה, לוקח את זה, אין עם זה בעיה, גם יש פה 25,000 סטודנטים מתוך 100,000 תושבים, אז יש הרבה אנשים גם שיודעים אנגלית ויכולים לעזור לכם עם זה, וגם יש 2 שיעורים צ'כית בשבוע, כך שזה עוזר לך להסתדר פה בצ'כית, לפחות הבסיסית בהתחלה. יש מגורים, יש את המעונות שלהם, שזה נראה לי עולה $400 לחודש, ויש מלא דירות להשכיר, יש פה סביב האוניברסיטה, אני גר נגיד 5 דקות הליכה, מהאוניברסיטה לכיוון אחד, ו10 דקות הליכה למרכז, 8 דקות מהכיוון השני. ככה שיש פה מיקומים ממש טובים של מגורים, כמו שאמרתי, זה עולה בין 2,000 ל-2,500 שקל, דירות מדהימות, משופצות, חדשות, וזה כיף לגור ליד האוניברסיטה, אתה קופץ, יש לנו כמה חבר'ה שאוהבים לגור במרכז, כי הם אוהבים את כל הבלגן של המרכז, שזה 10 דקות מפה, אז זה גם אפשר. זהו. ישראלים, נעבוד. אוקיי, בתור זוג, כן, אני ונועה למדנו ביחד במדיקל דוקטור, הכרנו בצבא, והאמת שזה אחד הדברים שגם גרם לי לרצות לעבור לחול, זה שאני יודע שאני מגיע עם בת זוג מלכתחילה, ואני לא פה לבד. למרות שאני רואה פה חברים שלי שהגיעו לבד, וזה לא בעיה. פשוט לפני זה אתה קצת חושש, אתה אומר, מה, אני אגור לבד, והכל יהיה כזה עמום, אז בתור בת זוג לנו זה היה מושלם, אנחנו גם, נגיד שנה ראשונה, יותר למדנו ביחד, רוב השנה, שנה שנייה פחות, זה היה כזה חצי-חצי, כאילו קולטים כמה, כאילו במה היא טובה, במה אתה טוב, ואז אתם משלימים אחד את השנייה, מתקילים אחד את השנייה בשאלות. חוץ מבת זוג, אני ממליץ למי שמגיע לפה, למצוא לו איזה בן זוג, איזה חבר, איזה מישהו, צמד ללמוד איתו, וככה אתם תמיד מעלים אחד לשני את הרמה. אז למצוא איזה שותף, ללמוד איתו, לרוץ איתו כל הדרך, זה מה שנורא עוזר. אם יש עוד שאלות בתור זוג, אני אשמח לענות, רק תהיו קצת יותר ספציפיים. היחס של הצוות. אז שוב, רובם אוהבים ישראלים, אז אתם מגיעים ואתם ישראלים, הם רואים גם את הרצינות שלכם, כי אין מה לעשות, אתם אחרי צבא ואתם עשיתם דבר או שתיים בחיים, יש לכם גם את האופי הישראלי שיותר שואל, יותר חוקר, יותר משתתף בשיעור, יותר מתעניין, והם מתים על זה. כאילו, אני זוכר שנה ראשונה ושנייה, ורוב המורים כאילו עפים עלינו. כל פעם שצריך עזרה, יש את יאנה שהייתה פה, שמדברים איתה והיא עוזרת בהכל. חוץ מזה יש עוד כמה קודקודים פה, כל מיני רופאים שמורים פה, שעוזרים לך בכל מה שאתה צריך. אם יש לך בעיות עם הוויזה או בעיות עם כל דבר, בריאות, בית חולים, משהו, אתה יכול לדבר איתם בוואטסאפ, בשיחות, בהודעות קוליות, כאילו הם זורמים לגמרי. יש פה קצת פרופסורים כאלה שהם, לא יודע, קצת אספרגר או לא מתקשרים כל כך טוב, אבל זה לא חשוב, כי דווקא במקצועות האלה זה מקצועות שמה שאתה לומד זה אתה לומד בבית, כאילו השיעור פחות חשוב, אז זה לא משקף. אוקיי, בכיתות יש בערך 12-14 תלמידים, זה משתנה, כיתות קטנות, פשוט יש לפעמים הרצאות שזה כל השנה, עכשיו בגלל הקורונה אין הרצאות. אז זהו, דברים שאני חלש בהם או כל בעיה אחרת, בגלל היחס הישראלי, אני אוהב קודם כל לפנות לחבר'ה שלי ישראלים שנה מעל, כי אני יודע שהם יענו לי יותר מהר, בשפה שלי, כאילו, רוצים לטובתי יותר, אז אני אוטומטית מדבר עם חבר'ה שנה מעליי. אם זה משהו שקשור לאוניברסיטה או לאיזה משהו ספציפי, אז היחס שלהם, כמו שאמרתי, מאוד מאוד טוב. אתה שולח לכל מרצה הודעה, לרוב הם עונים מהר, שולח להם אימיילים, זה מתגלגל טוב. פשוט פחות יוצא לי לעשות את זה, כי הכל כבר נסגר לי עם החבר'ה שאני מעל. כל עזרה, כל מה ללמוד ואיך ללמוד. אוקיי. אז לחזור לסמסטר בארץ בשנה הבאה, אני עוד לא יודע, עכשיו אני כאילו תוך כדי הלימודים, אז עוד לא חשבתי על זה, אבל אם תהיה אופציה, כאילו נדבר גם עם משה ונראה בדיוק איך זה הולך, אז אולי. נטו כלכלית, אולי לא, כי זה צריך עדיין לשמור פה את הדירה, אז זה יוצא גם לגור בארץ וגם לשמור פה את הדירה, אבל זה משהו שאני אחשוב עליו, נראה איך זה יתפתח. אוקיי, שיטת הלימוד. יש כל מיני מקצועות כמו ביולוגיה וכל מיני ביופיזיקה, מקצועות כאלה שבשנה ראשונה, אתה שומר אותם על אש קטנה. זה כאילו שיעור מעבדה פעם בשבוע, אתה מגיע, לומד את זה לפעמים אם צריך קצת לפני, קצת אחרי המעבדה. אם זה ביולוגיה, נגיד יש מבחן עוד שבועיים, אז אתה עושה כזה 40 דקות ביום ביולוגיה, כל שאר הזמן פנוי לדברים אחרים. וזה מקצועות שאתה משאיר אותם על אש קטנה, גם כן כמו צ'כית. אתה עושה נגיד שיעור צ'כית, חצי שעה לפני השיעור למדת לזה, חצי שעה אחרי השיעור. אתה סוגר בערך את הפינה, שיעור הבא אתה עושה עוד פעם, חצי שעה לפני, חצי שעה אחרי, ואז אתה כאילו, זה מקצועות כאלה שאתה שומר על אש קטנה, ויש מקצועות כמו אנטומיה, שזה מקצוע שהפיינל שלו רק בסוף השנה, אבל צריך להתחיל ללמוד אליו מתחילת השנה, כי זה מקצוע גדול. אז אתה עושה כל השנה, כל הזמן הפנוי שלך, אתה לומד אנטומיה. רק בחצי שעה צ'כית, חצי שעה ביולוגיה, זה מה שאתה משאיר למקצועות שאתה שומר על אש קטנה. אבל אתה בפול פאור על אנטומיה. בסמסטר א', לפני שבערך חודש וחצי, קצת יותר לפני המבחן בכימיה, אתה מפסיק עם האנטומיה, כי סיימת את המבחנים, את השבוע דיסקציות, שזה חותכים גופות ויש מבחן על הגופה. סיימת את זה, אתה מתחיל ללמוד חודש וחצי או קצת יותר, נטו לכימיה. עד אז לא נגעת כל כך בכימיה, שוב, זה תלוי בסטודנט, ומי שיגיע לפה נדבר יותר עמוק לאיך ללמוד, מה ללמוד ומאיפה ללמוד, אבל אחרי שסיימת עם אנטומיה סמסטר ראשון, אתה לומד רק לכימיה. מהבוקר עד הלילה אתה לא לומד שום דבר אחר, עושה את המבחן בכימיה, ואז סמסטר ב' אתה שוב חוזר לרוב היום אנטומיה, וקצת המבחנים הקטנים שיש בביופיזיקה ובביולוגיה וכו'. המבחנים עצמם, לדוגמה בכימיה, שזה המבחן הגדול הראשון, זה מבחן בכתב, שהוא מתחלק לחלק תרגילים, איזה 4 תרגילים, חלק אמריקאיות, איזה 8 שאלות אמריקאיות, איזה 5 שאלות פתוחות גדולות, ועוד איזה כמה שאלות פתוחות קטנות. זה בכימיה, אבל באנטומיה, נגיד, בסוף השנה, המבחן הוא בעל פה. יש מלא כרטיסיות מפוזרות על השולחן, עם 4 שאלות על כל כרטיסייה, ואתה שולף כרטיסייה באקראי, וזו השאלה שיש לך. בגלל זה אתה לא יודע מאיזה חלק של האנטומיה אתה תקבל שאלה. זה מתחלק לעצבים, לגוף, לשרירים, למערכת הדם, למערכות הכליות והמעיים והלב והריאות. אז אתה לא יודע מאיזה חלק אתה מקבל שאלה. בגלל זה מתחילת השנה צריך ללמוד את זה, כי אתה צריך לעשות הכל. ותוך כדי, אלה המבחנים הגדולים, יש גם סוף שנה בביולוגיה ובביופיזיקה מבחנים רשומים, שזה פחות קריטי, זה יותר קטנים. אבל במהלך השנה יש לך מבחני קרדיטים. יש לך כל מיני מבחנים קטנים כאלה, כל כמה שיעורים, ולקראת סוף סמסטר יש לך קרדיט, נגיד בביולוגיה ובכימיה ובכל דבר יש לך קרדיט, שכדי שתהיה לך אופציה לגשת לפיינל בכלל, אתה חייב שיהיה לך את המבחן קרדיט. בגלל זה אתה שומר על זה כל השנה באש קטנה כזאת, כדי לגשת למבחן קרדיט. אוקיי, מה עוד?
רק אני רוצה להגיד שיש לנו כמה דקות, אנחנו צריכים את הערוץ כי יש לנו שיעור בחצי, אז יש עוד כמה דקות, כאילו.
אוקיי. לגבי שיתוף פעולה עם בתי חולים בארץ בשנים הקליניות, אני לא סגור על זה בדיוק, אז אולי אחר כך תדונו על זה עם משה, אם יש איזשהו משהו בזה. יש לנו פה אנשים שמגדלים כלב ובעלי חיים, זה נטו תלוי בבן אדם, גם תלוי כמה אתה מוציא אותו לטיול בחוץ וכולי. לנו יש נגיד את ניקיטה, שזה רובוט פה מאחוריי, שאנחנו מגדלים אותו טוב מאוד. המבחנים, כמו שאמרתי, עניתי עליהם, חלק בעל פה, חלק לא. רוב הסטודנטים הישראלים, חלק כן, חלק לא, אין פה רוב. ושוב, לגבי הקליניקות בארץ, דברו אחר כך עם משה.
תן להם את הנייד שלך, שינג'סו לך.
רשמתי את הנייד, מי שלא רואה אותו, אני ארשום אותו שוב. רגע, זה קפץ לי פה על השאלות. יום בחיי סטודנט, אני אתן לכם את הנייד שלי ודברו איתי. כזוג היה לנו את החשש לא להתקבל לאותה אוניברסיטה, בגלל זה ניגשנו לאיזה 4 אוניברסיטאות, ופשוט אמרנו לאן שנתקבל נלך, זה כאילו קודם כל, אבל כאילו התקבלנו לכמה, ואז הייתה לנו את האפשרות לבחור פשוט. המקצועות בשנה א', מה שחשוב זה אנטומיה וכימיה, חוץ מזה יש כל מיני מקצועות קטנים כמו ביולוגיה, ביופיזיקה, יש בערך איזה 6-7 מקצועות, לא סגור על זה בדיוק. לכל מבחן יש 3 מועדים, לכל פיינל כביכול, ואם לא עוברים אותו, אז צריך לחזור שוב על השנה. אוקיי. וזהו, אין עוד שאלות? יש עוד 5 דקות, חבל.
דייגו, איך מגיעים לערוץ יוטיוב שלנו? אנשים שואלים כדי לראות את ההקלטות של האוניברסיטאות.
תרשמו מדיקל דוקטור סטאדיס.
מדיקל דוקטור סטאדיס ביוטיוב ותגיעו. ניסים, תודה רבה, אתה תותח, טוב לראות אותך, חבל על הזמן.
בכיף.
ותמסור דש לנועה, אני בטוח שאם היא הייתה פה, היא הייתה יותר מרשימה ממך.
לגמרי.
סור לדש, אתה אלוף, אלוף. תודה רבה ותודה לכם שהשתתפתם, ותודה
שיהיה לכם בהצלחה.
הצלחה,
תודה. שיהיה עד לסוף שבוע.
תודה רבה.
יאללה, ביי ביי.